Hey! Sorry for the barefaced jump scare. But welcome. Welcome to the vlog, the video, my channel. Welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome to O'Leary. If you know it, you're a real one. You're also probably old. It's a little past 5:30. It is February 3rd. We are into the second month of 2026. That's whack. I mean, not really though. January felt incredibly long. The fact that it's 2026. I always think COVID was like 2 years ago. It was 6 years ago. Not to start off on that note, Jesus. I'm about to get ready to go see a movie with my dad, my bestie. We're seeing Send Help, that new movie with Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams, two near and dear actresses in my life, to me, to my life. The second I saw a preview for this movie, I was like, yes. Yes, I need to see this. I need to see this as soon as I possibly can. And on Tuesdays, where I live, it is cheap night at the movies. Tickets are like, I don't think you could say cheap, but much cheaper than they typically are. So it was the perfect occasion to go see the movie. It starts at 7:10. I think is like the formal time it begins. My dad is going to drive. He's going to pick me up. And I got a comment recently asking, goodness gracious, excuse me, asking if I could show my everyday makeup routine, which I was absolutely tickled pink. So here we are. I thought I'd show you how I do my everyday makeup. Actually walk you through the different steps and the different products. It's really not crazy. It's pretty simple. Most products are drugstore. There are a few higher end or like more expensive products, but not really. I do have different levels of makeup that I do depending, but this is just the bare bones. Typical makeup, not a full glam. I haven't even done a full glam in months. I don't even know if I can do that anymore, to be candid with you. I'm hoping it's like riding a bike, but I'm almost afraid to try at this point because it's been so long. I keep most of my products in this open bag. I dump the bag every time. Wait for the sound, not a sound effect. A few things fell, that's fine. Everything's fine. Step number 1, I'm a very dry skin girl. I don't know why I can't speak English today. It's my native language. I have dry skin, especially this time of year. Dead of winter. We just got shitted on with so much snow. I don't even want to talk about it. We got almost 50 centimeters of snow. I will put a picture for proof. The snow is almost as tall as my car. That is the snow line.
If only she knew how much worse it would get. There were 2 large storms shortly after all this. Her apartment got buried.
That was a lot. Anyways, it's winter. My skin's very dry. This is not this. This is actually just Cerave. But I put it in this little container because the big, massive one just doesn't fit nicely on my makeup table. So, step number 1, moisturize your face. I don't use like 17 products, I just use 1. No hate, it's because I'm broke and lazy. Oh gosh. Probably gonna go somewhat heavy with this because, again, very dry skin. Oh god, even just rubbing my hands over my forehead, I felt like an exfoliating pad, I'm not joking. Oh, my skin is so dry. That wasn't enough. Down my neck still feels too dry. Way too dry. Step number 1, done. Oh, I got this 3-piece set from Costco for Christmas. I think it's from Costco. I could be lying. I only wore it for the first time the other day. It is so soft. This is one of the 3 pieces. Just this like short-sleeved wrap. I don't know. I'm really enjoying it though. It's very soft. Feels luxurious. It's not a full sleeve, which I thought was really weird, but I'm actually really digging it because I feel like I'm always pulling up my sleeves. So yeah, don't know why I felt the need to say that. Another product that I love that has been saving my life, this big Aquaphor stick. I use it mainly on my lips. It's fucking huge. This one's new, so that's why it looks like that. So good. Looks crazy, but so good. This next step is new, but especially where it's winter and I'm bundled up for winter, when I go into any stores, I start sweating. And so I've been adding more things into my routine to try and make my makeup stay a little bit longer, even if I am sweating. One of which, the coveted Power Grip Primer. It's actually kind of crazy. It works very well. I didn't understand that it would kind of make my face feel gross. I don't love how it feels on my face, so we'll see if I'm able to use it permanently, but I've been adding it in lately, and it does make a big difference with the application. I'm gonna be like one of the real makeup guru gals. Wow. Okay, I don't know how much I'm gonna need actually, so we're gonna stop it there. Ugh. I really don't like how it feels. I also kind of put it through my brows, because even though I don't have much brow, the bit that I do have loves to stand straight up. Like, I know this is like the whole thing, and I'm so late to this, but it just really is kind of crazy. If I were running late, I probably would skip this step. Okay, next step, my most tried and true product. Showing you a new one that I just bought, but it is of course the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. We all know it, we've seen it. This is mine. Actually, I'll see if there's any product left, but I may have to open the next one. Oh yeah. I put it under my eyes very generously. I kind of use it almost like a foundation. Make sure there's no dust on that. Am I gonna be able to get through? Or am I gonna have to open the next one? I don't know. This is quite standard for my application. And then I do have really red cheeks, especially in this area. So I try to like put it down that line. And then a little on my neck, just to hopefully not have any harsh lines. Nothing really matches my face color-wise. This is just the thing I found that looks the most natural. Pre-moistened beauty blender. I actually think this is the Real Techniques beauty blender, but oh my god. Literally a piece of dust from the floor. Perfect. Perfect. I kind of drag it down here. I know everyone says don't do that, but I know my face looks like a very different color. That's that. This next step is also not an everyday step, but most days, because I really like it. Fake freckles. This is a freckle pen I got off of Temu a long time ago. I have since stopped ordering. I'm not supporting Temu. I follow JD Bird, if you know who that is. She is an icon, truly. And she sort of put me onto this technique. Basically just only dot 3 at a time and then pat them out. 3 at a time, pat them out. I found it helps make it look less chaotic when all is said and done. I'll try to get you included here. I have a mirror down here. 3 dots. And we pat before powder. 3 dots and we pat. 3 dots. Pat. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, 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 pat. Ah, that one was a big one. I usually go up my nose. I try not to put it in the center. Okay. How that looks. Next up, powder. I don't necessarily bake, but I do use a pretty decent amount of powder. This is the one that I use, but I have it put in this very cute little jar. So when I do the freckles as well, I typically take a brush that looks like this. It's semi-flat, not very big. Do a little dip, tap all the excess, and then I go like into where a wrinkle would be, where a crease would be, and just like pat it into that area under my eyes and to the freckle spots. I'll also do under my nose, sort of like the mustache area. And if I'm not doing anything with my eyes, which I typically don't, or if I'm just doing something minimal like mascara, I will also set my eyelids. I find things crease on my eyes and my face very easily. This definitely helps. And lastly, I'll do around my mouth. And really just like pushing it in there. And usually the button area of the nose. Put the brush down, put the powder down. Next, powder, I guess, but brown powder, bronzer. The one I use is Hoola by Benefit. I have not strayed since I started using this. I take a brush that looks like this. It's missing a handle. It's been missing a handle for like 2 years. I don't want to hear anything about it, okay? This is my brush. I take the brush and I squish it, so as if it were almost like a different brush, and then I flip it around, tap it, though that definitely doesn't do anything, and then I sort of put it above, like right here is where like the indent is. I try to aim it a little bit above because where the bristles are larger, it'll spread. That's my thought. So I'll start right in by the hair, go up into my hairline, kind of go over to where my ear is, and then slowly, still pinching, bring it down to like here-ish. Other side. Then I start to 3 it, letter 3. I sort of connect it going over my ear. So I start here, just kind of rub it down my ear and down into my neck. I also will take a little bit right there just to make it look a bit more like less, I don't know actually, it just feels right. And lastly, same squeeze motion, dipping forehead. Trying to connect everything, trying to push everything into my hairline. That'll be good enough. Same, still using bronzer. Can you even call this bronzer? What is this? Yeah, it is bronzer. To me, bronzer just has shimmer in it, but it's a matte bronzer. Anyways, similar to the freckles, if I have a bit more time, if I'm having more fun with it, I will take this tinier, probably for eyebrows or something, brush into my Hoola, and I will contour my nose. I just find with contouring and makeup and stuff, like you just have to make everything look even if you want it to look natural or just not like something is sticking out. It's like, it seems silly to contour your nose when you're just fucking around or like not going for a makeup look, but to me, just my face would look weird if I didn't also have a bit of bronze shadow on my nose. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay, so with this, oh, this is gonna be hard to do. Let me see if I can get a little makeup mirror. This was for my dad's wedding. It says Bride Tribe. I was a bridesmaid. Very cute. Straight line up one side of my nose. Probably looks a bit crazy, harsh right now, but that's fine. We'll deal with it. Second line, up the nose. I usually take it down a little bit and try to like round it out a bit at the top. Just trying to match the natural lines on my face. I sort of take it down that way and that way. And for the button, a line across. And then underneath. Then I sort of buff it out with this guy. And if I am running behind or whatever, I'll just do the whole thing with this guy. And similarly, I'll just squeeze it like this for when I'm doing the initial bits. Anywho, make this look a little more natural. Except 2 massive lines down my nose. And just blending everything. I feel like that's what everyone always says with makeup. We're just blending a whole fucking lot. And I'll usually take whatever's left. Just the center, trying to balance the colors on my face. I don't do it over my eyes because I really like that look of like a bright, it's just very clean sort of thing if you just have a little bit of white or like bright on your eyelid. Next is blush. This one is also from the Makeup Revolution, I think is what it's called. Like the same as the translucent powder. From the same brand, Blusher Reloaded Rose Kiss. It's not reading on camera correctly. It's very much like a deeper pink with some purple-ish tones. Like not super, super pink. I mean, it is. How do I compare? This is another one that I really like. That's very bright pinky. Like that's pink, you know? This has more of like a mauve almost. Like a mauve purpley. I take this and I take this. I think this is actually a blush brush. Yep. Look at that. I dip, I tap, and then I start patting it. Patting it into my skin from like here, because right here, you can see it's still pink. I have very flushed skin. I went to the doctor for it a bunch when I was a kid. They just said the capillaries are close to my skin. I don't want to add too much right here because naturally I already have a lot of pigment there. I do find this is quite similar to the pigment that is my natural blush. So I start here-ish Go up a bit. I twist the brush as I do it as well because I feel like it's such a large surface that it just more evenly displaces it. I don't know. So I start there, kind of go up into this area, focusing much more here out, and then I will eventually go onto my cheek, but just a little bit towards the end. Probably can't even tell. This is just makeup to make me look not dead. And because my skin has such pink undertones, I then also take whatever's left on it, I don't take any new product, and just pat it up into my hairline, forehead. This camera doesn't love the lighting in my apartment, probably because it's so bad, and I try to compensate with other lighting, but you also really, like, it does not look the same here as it does here and here. So I'll show you some other lighting after too. I then take this, I have no idea what this brush is, setting brush, but I use it for more blush. RT 402. And then similarly, I squish the brush. I go on top of my nose and underneath, like where I was contouring the button area. Oh my god, it's almost been 40 minutes. This usually takes me 20 minutes maximum. Oh my god. We are almost done. Oh my god. On top of the nose and then a little underneath. And then I sort of like tap it out to almost meet where the other blush is. These are the things I'm thinking in my head. Does it happen? Unsure. Does it make sense? Unsure. But that's what I'm thinking about. Fun. Okay, now I usually take my powder again. Another Eco Tools, just a large fluffy ass brush. And then I just put it all over my face. Usually tap it in first to make sure that product is getting everywhere. If there's any sticky areas, they won't be sticky anymore. Have another sip of water. I'm drinking water, can you believe it? Sometimes it hits. Sometimes it really hits. Actually, it hits when I'm extra dehydrated. When I'm craving water and enjoying drinking it, I know that my hydration levels are very bad. I'm so good at taking care of myself. Now this has changed a lot over the years. This is my current brow routine. There's pros and cons. The pros, I love how it looks. I find it looks very natural. The cons, it doesn't last anywhere near as long as like a dip brow sort of thing. Like if I were to go swimming, this thing is gonna be off my face in a second. But like when am I going swimming? I'm just struggling. I'm struggling in the brow department because I don't even do this much makeup very often. But I hate my natural face without a brow. Like I just feel like a different person. It's very stupid. Okay. What I typically do is I sort of brush them with my fingers, flatten them down, and then I take this NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. So it's a pen. This is the color Espresso. So it's almost like a lip stain kind of concept, but it doesn't stain your skin. It's a marker. It's a marker with a little tiny tip. And I just sort of follow my natural brow shape, adding little tiny hair strokes until it looks like I have natural eyebrows. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna try to include you, but I really don't want to fuck this part up. Put you down a little bit, how about that? That'll work, that's better, okay. Usually start towards the outside and just very little teeny tiny strokes. You can already see quite a difference, hey? Oh, why is there just, okay, a piece of fluff on my head? It can also be harder to make them look like truly symmetrical. Natural brows typically are not symmetrical, and when you're doing like a dip brow type product, it's, you know, a lot easier to carve them out. That's obviously not what I'm doing here. So when you're kind of just like waywardly putting strokes where your eyebrows would be, they're not gonna look like these two beautiful identical twin brows. But if you've watched me do my makeup before, you know that that's never really my goal. Maybe sometimes when I'm doing like a full beat, but I just want it to look like I have eyebrows. I like to do smaller strokes, that way you can add more. It's much harder to remove once you've already done your makeup. Yeah, no? And in the front, I really just free ball it because there's really no hair there. There was something in the air that night. Oh, fuck. The moon was right, Fernando. That was not the right key. Oh gosh. Sometimes it goes a little crazy, right? But isn't that just life? Oh, it's a bit long. You know what? I just don't give a fuck right now. It's hard to know the stopping point, you know? With many things. Okay. I'm gonna stop there. To finish the brows. They do look a bit crazy, don't they? Okay, before we finish the brows, I'll take a clean spoolie with nothing on it, and especially towards the front, just make it look a little less, you know? A good tip with brows, look at yourself from the side. If it looks absolutely whack from the side, you've got something to fix. Okay, that's just gonna be fine actually. I always tend to think this brow is too long and then it ends up being way shorter than this one and I don't understand how. Okay, last step for the brows, to seal them and to make sure the hairs don't completely go crazy. I use the e.l.f. This is called, oh, it's the brow lift, it's really on the front of it. The e.l.f. brow lift. This is a spoolie that I have bent. I've used it a few times. It's kind of gross, but I don't really care. Put it on the spoolie, put it on my brows. I try not to like push into my skin too much, so I don't just like move all of the ink, liquid, whatever the fuck, brow product around. Especially towards the ends, I try and just like stick them down, get down. Another dip. You dip, he dips, we dip. I put my hand up on my hip. Always brushing up. Like, why is that standing straight up? Get the fuck. Why are you gay? Ah! Stick them down. Wait for them to dry. My hair was semi-wet when I did this, so I'm probably gonna have some weird kinks in it, but that's fine. Yeah, it's not great. Okay. I'm gonna wipe my lips off. Sometimes I'll even be really fancy and get a Q-tip. I don't need them looking any drier than they actually are, that's for sure. I also think I have a double lip line. When I discovered what that was, I was like, oh, that sounds a lot like me. Like, that is my experience. So I almost go like a little around my lip as well. Perfect. Lip gloss, always a necessary step. This is one of the Squeeze Me's from e.l.f. I like the purple one too, but the purple one is grape, and grape is not my go-to flavor. Scent experience. Love real grapes. Do not love grape flavor. My hair is semi-wet still, but here she is. Here is how I do my everyday makeup. I'll get you in some better lighting in a second, but there it is. Sometimes I will also add e.l.f. like sponsor me at this point. Honestly, the e.l.f. lash and roll. Add just like a little bit to the ends of my eyelashes. I don't want to do that right now, to be honest with you, because then I'm gonna have to take it off later. And then if I want to rub my eyes, I don't often wear mascara, but sometimes lately I will. And I do sometimes also take a white eyeshadow, a matte white eyeshadow. I'll take a little bit on my finger and I put it at the tip of my nose. Why am I talking like this? And then I'll also bring it up. Then sometimes I'll also take this brush. I don't know where this one is from. I've had it a really long time though. Take a little bit, really not very much. Then I'll put it on my eyelids. Remember how I said I like that bright look? Also, of course, inner corner. Where I don't have like a base of sorts down, it's not gonna stick a whole lot anyways. That's it. I'm gonna go change as my dad's picking me up in like 15-20 minutes. That's how long I've been sitting here. It never fails to amaze me how much I can talk, how fast time is going, and I don't even realize it. I'm just like, it's exhausting. Maybe that's why I'm so tired all the time, because I don't shut the fuck up. This is more like natural lighting. It's dark out now, so I can't show it to you in like sunlight per se, but the lighting in here is definitely better than in my room. Here she is.